In today's video, we'll look into a scenario in which Serbia forms an empire. And well, the first thing they do is take back their once territories of Kosovo. And someone isn't happy about it. Which is not Serbia, Albania. They don't do anything. Figuring this won't go either way. But Kosovo, unfortunately, falls. This enrages Albania. But Serbia does not care. Yes, Serbia does not care. Well, because that's way too off for color I prefer to use for defending nations. And then against Northern Macedonia. Why Northern Macedonia? Well, they own this territory in Yugoslavia once, and they owned it for even before that. They've owned it a few times. And similarly, culturally. Well, they invade. Northern Macedonia has no chance to resist. With big resistances, maybe like small ones. And now they look about how they looked after the Balkan Wars. Albania wishes they reacted sooner, because Albania becomes the next nation on the chopping block, and they invade. A multi-front war breaks out. Well, maybe it's just one front, it seems. But they might make a few people angry. And they quickly cut Albania off and move in. Well, they take it over and the nation is fully annexed. Oh wait, how'd that end up two different colors? Oh wait, I don't know. But now they go after Bosnia, which they caused a war over. Yeah, the Yugoslav wars in Bosnia. Bosnian war. They also owned it, and they believe it's part of their territory. With rebels such as Srpska supporting joining Serbia. So they probably use something like that to justify it. And well, quickly but slowly they invade Bosnia. Quickly, Srpskan rebels rise up again. And they manage to cut the country off over here. And then they try to do the same thing over here. But Bosnia manages to push them back. And well, so they move in here. They manage to get to the coast. But Bosnia does this, meaning they have to leave. They get back out. With Serbia launching another offensive. Bosnia fearing Serbia because of what happened in the Yugoslav wars towards them. With Srpskan rebels rising up. With Serbian rebels rising up. Bosnia manages to take out one. But after that, they end up with more Serbian revolts. And well, Serbia takes advantage of this to gain a foothold. They take an advantage of it and they quickly manage to get to there, almost to the coast. And with the help of the rebels, they manage to go into Bosnia's capital and win. And then they annex Montenegro, just like in World War I. Though they weren't all selected at the same time, I think. I think that's what happened. And well, we got Serbia with an actual nation. Now to invade Bulgaria. Bulgaria, yeah, they don't like Bulgaria, I guess. They can justify it using Bulgaria. What's two things about Bulgaria they can use? Bulgaria in World War I, World War II. Bulgaria in the First and Second Balkan War, yep, they can paint Bulgaria as an empire. As a dangerous imperial nation, I guess. And they quickly move in to take Plovdiv. Yes. They decide to take that first. And then Sofia, the capital, falls. And well, they push it back. They push them back. Right to here. But Serbia ends up prevailing. And they surrender to Serbian glory, I guess. And well, they decide to go after Romania. And Romania does not do a good job at defending themselves. They lose their capital fast, and then they lose their coastline. With Romania being close to surrender, but not necessarily surrendering. Eventually, they decide to give up, seeing that they aren't going to win this. And well, now for the peace treaty. Nations, including Italy, Croatia, Slovenia, Hungary, and Austria. Why? Because they felt like it. But they all end up having to focus on one front, as Serbia was ready for this. Because Serbia decided to go to war with Croatia, which led to everyone joining. Well, they tried to get Greece and Turkey to join, but neither one did. With them pushing back in Italy. Not Italy. Croatia. But the advances are so fast. Budapest falls. Pretty quick. Hungary falls. And then Zagreb falls. And then they manage to somehow take Vienna. And as Vienna falls, well, yeah. Italy manages to get Greece to join as Italy decides to move troops into Greece. Well, nobody knew about that. And they also launch a naval landing. Like it's their last attempt. And while with the Italians landing over here and the Greeks launching their offensive across the border, with forces having to withdraw across the front and retreat. But they stopped being able to continue there. And Italy has to move troops to focus on their territory, leading the fall of Italy's occupation. And they occupied a big chunk of the front. And then they managed to get forces to just do this to Greece, destroying them. Italy withdraws from the war after being unable to continue it. Greece realizes, yeah, it's time to leave this war. So let's see the peace treaty. And why is part of France in this? Who knows? Now for the peace treaty. Left to do an invasion of Turkey. And what do? They start rebellions in Thrace, promising the local Slavic minorities in the north. Even though I don't even know if that's right. There probably isn't. I think it's mostly Turkish. Oh wait, that's over here. Never mind. They fund rebels somehow who like them. Over here and over here. With them managing to take this area over. Maybe it's Greeks is probably what it is, let's just say. And they manage to move in and take over the capital. With rebels taking hostage, I guess, of the prime minister. And well, they manage to get these lands. Wait, how does that happen? It's all the way over there. Yep, rebels got there. But this is where the rebellion occupies. And they manage to get these lands. As they declare a sovereign nation. But a few days after, they decide to join the Serbian Empire, with them agreeing to just leave Turkey alone. And well, that's all for today's video, where Serbia forms an empire. As you can see, they spread fully across the Balkans. Well, not fully, but mostly. They're just missing the rest of Romania and Greece. And that's all for today's video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Wild Mapper out, but not until you subscribe. Bye, guys.